What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C4 bringing you a spur of the moment upload. I'm trying my best to limit the double uploads before, back in, the very beginning, early days of the Madden 17 season. You were getting 2 videos a day, but I found that only one of the videos would usually do well and get to you guys, I figure maybe there's some issues with the sub box or it just gets too crowded. But this is a topical issue, and this is like a rant. I'm in the mood right now. It's fucking 1 a.m. in the morning, and I just saw this news on Twitter, and I've kind of tweeted a little bit about it. But I want to really dive into it and get my true thoughts and feelings on camera. Well, I mean not on camera, but on video, anyways. So I'm gonna say it's about the Chargers moving to LA. It seems like it was a confirmed deal. I don't think I'm jumping the gun here too early, and I have some pretty. I don't know if I'll say justified. I believe that they're firmly justified thoughts on this move, but I definitely should have the disclaimer that I say this as someone that's not really in tune with the LA football market or even in tune with the San Diego football market. I think those are two very influential markets that, I think fans from those that, like if you're watching this video and you're a fan of the Chargers, you maybe live in San Diego, or you're just a diehard fan of any team in California, you may have a little bit difference of opinion with me, so I'm going to say right at the bat that, I will definitely open up to and listen to anyone's opinion that's from these markets. But here's my thought on all this. So, LA in the beginning was dying to get a team back there. For so long, it was the market to go back. They want the Rams, they want the Raiders, and after a really, really long wait, they got their wish. The LA Rams were a thing. They moved from St. Louis, which was a somewhat struggling market, and went to LA. Now, what do we see? The Rams struggled in that market. There was lots of empty seats throughout the season. I know they don't have their own stadium, but I think that stadium's coming next year. But, what would you go see? LA, you think it's a big market. Everyone considers LA a fair weather market. So when the team's doing good, they will, fill out. When the team's sucking, no one's going to go. Unlike, a market like Philadelphia, where if the team's doing good, it's going to be impossible to get a ticket. And if the team's doing really bad, it's going to be impossible to do a ticket because we all want to get in there on the stadium and just shit on everyone on our own team. The Rams, they didn't do themselves any favor by having one of the worst offenses in the NFL. It wasn't a very exciting style of football, and I get why. But what about watching the Rams move to LA? If this for the San Diego Chargers is truly a long-term move, or at least initially that's what they're planning, what about the Rams moving there makes them feel confident that they're going to have any different results? That's the first little, like, what the fuck are they thinking kind of opinion I have about this. The Rams this year, they had, struggling coach. They ended up getting rid of the coach, some just moving pieces, if you will. That's the same thing out with San Diego. They fired their head coach. So this is going to be a Chargers team that's definitely a lot more offensively inept than years past, I would say. Phil Rivers is getting older, but they're not going to be as bad. It's going to be a better product than what the Rams were able to offer. But, this is definitely a team that's still in transition. So you could see the similar struggles that the LA Rams had this year with the Chargers. And you never know. And plus, wasn't there a big thing with Philip Rivers? I don't know how much weight was put into it. But Philip Rivers, remember when it came to contract renegotiating time? He's like, I want to kind of wait and see if they move because I don't want to be a part of the team if they move. They stayed in San Diego. He resigned. And now this is coming on. Maybe there could be some friction there between their franchise player and this decision to move to Los Angeles. I think maybe this could be a panic move for San Diego because I think they had some issues. I think the whole thing was about the stadium. I don't know if they wanted a new stadium or maybe they just want city money, public money to renovate the stadium. Like I said, I'm not completely informed. I just want to have this video of a rant and get some shit off my chest for the bigger picture. But I could see just from someone that doesn't know a great amount about the topic, that seems like this is probably more of a panic move, more of like, well, we told you San Diego, if you weren't giving us money, we're fucking out of here, and they're going to LA. To summarize just the move itself to Los Angeles, I think there may be more to the Oakland Raiders moving to Las Vegas than we know at the moment. This was probably a decision that was made with all the owners, and maybe they know that it's almost inevitable that the Raiders are going to move to Las Vegas. So that's one less team in California. And then even though it's the same city, I just think there's that market to get from the get-go. I think there's one too many teams. I hate crowded markets. New York, Buffalo is so far out of the way. I guess the Jets and the Giants, that's not too bad. Florida right now, though, come on. I don't even know how many teams are in Florida, and this is my second job. You got the Bucks, you got the Dolphins, you got the Jags. That it? Is that all? Like, I don't even know how many fucking teams are in Florida right now. It's an oversaturated market. I don't think there should be ever more than 2 teams in one state. I know different states are bigger, and there's probably, technically, since it's been going on for at least a decade now, plus, some playings have been fucking since like the 70s. 3-team markets, bigger than that, because they have the money to do it. But I just think from a fan base, there's only so many people that are going to get behind teams in these markets. And if you're not truly a diehard and you're a casual person that likes to watch football, you have to pick and choose. And you're just going to continuously pick the teams that are good. And it seems like in these markets, I mean, for Miami, example, Dolphins are the only team that really has any historical success. If you want to pick a team, you're probably going to go for the Dolphins because the Jags have historically sucked, and the Bucs, outside of a couple, one-off seasons with, the John Gruden era, they have not done that well. Look in fucking California when the Niners were the Harbaugh era. They were the team that everyone cheered, and now everyone's kind of going on the Oakland Raiders train because they're like their only real playoff contender. I just think there's too many fucking teams out there. Diversify. I took a couple of accounting classes in university. Diversify yourself, NFL. I think, with the Chargers going to LA, they're going to be maybe the 5th potentially most popular team in LA. I think USC currently has a stranglehold on that. Then you have the Oakland Raiders, you have the LA Rams, and then debatably the Niners, because they've been historically over the last decade a little bit more successful, because you have to include the Harbaugh era. Maybe not so much anymore with all the horrible front office dealings they have going on. But I mean, the fact that you're moving your team that you want, like if you're an owner, you want to make the most money possible, and you make the most money possible by being very popular, selling out, selling merchandise. You're the fucking 4th most popular team in a market. You're the 4th choice that people are going to want to decide to spend their money. All right, you're not even like, I still think that people would rather see the Rams play because the Rams have history in Los Angeles. They're gonna see San Diego like, oh, for fuck's like, get the fuck out of here. We don't want the Chargers. And then people in San Diego go, oh, you fucking left? Well, fuck you. We're gonna go find some other team to cheer for. I think it's just a really awkward predicament that the San Diego Chargers are in. And what I want to say about this, like I said, I personally do believe one of my main talking points. I think there is more to the Raiders going to Las Vegas. But another thing I want to talk about is why not be like the Madden Connected franchise mode? And I said on Twitter, just wait. There's going to be so many awful, shitty, redundant LA Chargers Connected franchise modes videos coming out on YouTube by YouTubers right now. Just wait for the fucking swarm. It's going to be horrible. But why not be like the Madden Connected franchise mode and move to a big untapped football market? 3 ones. We already talked about Las Vegas. They could get a football team. Oklahoma, they can get a football team. Oregon can get a football team. You want to stay on the West Coast. Why not do that? I mean, the big thing is, like where I said I didn't do a whole lot of information and research. Maybe the stadium's obviously the big issue. None of those places would have a stadium that we could call their own at the moment. But or like Las Vegas, definitely. There's a fuck ton of money there. Oregon, if you want to stay on West Coast just from a divisional standpoint, not having to reshuffle around the league, that makes sense. Oregon, I mean, the Ducks are super popular there. Football is a big sport. I think it's a growing, emerging market, and they don't have a lot of major sports there in Oregon. After the fucking, you got the Trailblazers? No, that's not Rip City, They could definitely cater to a football team in Oregon. Definitely a big market. And then you also have Oklahoma. You have the instant rivalry with the Cowboys. There's money there. Right now they have the Sooners. So it's a football market. You would have to probably compete with the Oklahoma Sooners. But that's only for what? 2 months of the year? If you have a solid football team, that is I'm almost have been surprised. Maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe like Oklahoma City, you have the Thunder to compete with. You have the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Like I've never really understood why Oklahoma's never had an NFL team. Maybe someone that's from Oklahoma maybe can as a Canadian, I maybe don't understand, but that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But all those markets, rather than going to LA, the best way to summarize this, it's the spoiled fat kid analogy. Right now, LA is like that one neighborhood that has all the nice shit, and you're driving by that neighborhood. You have a decent car. You're not poor, but you have a decent car. And you just look in the window, you see this fat kid that just keeps getting fed food. You're getting hungry, you got a little bit of rumble in your tummy, but like they just seems like all these fucking handouts keep going to this fat kid. He keeps stuffing his fucking face, he keeps going on. You're like, what the fuck? Why can't we have nice things? That fat kid, he doesn't give a shit about that hamburger, he doesn't give a shit about this. He has so much right now, he's got to lose track of it. Even like make it like a toy. It doesn't have to be a food analogy. Just a fat kid was the first thing that came to my mind. This kid that gets all the toys, he has so many toys that he doesn't even know what he has when it's all said and done. He has a full box full of toys, and he's only going to play with one or two of them because those are his favorite toys. Why not go to a market that has money? They're willing to pay for these toys, but they just don't have access to these toys. And they're not going to go and buy 40 toys and lose interest and only have one or two that are going to be good. They're going to buy one toy, and they're going to play the shit out of that toy. And that's what I view these other markets. They have money. They have football fans. They have people that are fans of toys, to continue with that analogy. And I think that if you gave them an honest shot, you would make the most money possible, and it would be better for the sport of football. I think obviously going to Oklahoma, it's down south, it may kind of fuck with the divisions a little bit. But I mean, if you're worried about that, go to fucking Oregon. Well, if you want the biggest market, I think it would be Oklahoma. But I am looking for people that may live in Oklahoma or may understand and have a better knowledge about things. Why Oklahoma has yet to get a football team? It's a little mystifying to a Canadian that may not be as in tapped with you guys. But that's my thought, man. I just think that LA is that fucking greedy kid that has all the toys in the world, and he doesn't realize really what he has and how lucky he has it, and he only ends up playing with one or two of those toys anyway, where there's fucking, so many other places that it would be excellent hotbeds to bring a football team, and they're not going that way. I don't know, for whatever reason. Maybe let me know what you guys think about this move in the comment section below, especially, Charger fans and fans of teams in LA. Your input definitely would be a unique perspective to bring on things. But let me know what you guys think, and that does it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me just give me a quick upload schedule here, because this video, I don't know if it's coming out first or second of the day. Come on. Fuck, I want this video to be under 10 minutes. Jesus Christ. Today is, you're getting predictions for a divisional round, so it's no series, anything like that today. And this Friday will be the New Orleans Saints rebuild, so stay tuned for that. But that does it for me today, guys. Thank you, and peace out.